Hello, my name is Agatha. My email is dunyazade@gmail.com, and this is a tarot reading that I'm going to do to Keanu Reeves to find out about the months of September and October of 2022 for him, for Keanu Reeves. Today it's the 16th, I think it's the 16th of his, I don't even know, oh my god. What day is it today? It's the 16th, exactly, of September 2022, and I'm going to do a tarot reading. I'm going to use the Celtic Cross spread, which is a 10-card reading, and for each one of those cards I'm going to use another card, a clarification card from Soul Cards number 2. So we're going to find out how will the next 6 weeks will be for Keanu Reeves, for the last 2 weeks of September 2022 and the whole month of October 2022. Keanu Reeves, what does the future hold for him for the next 6 weeks, from the last 2 weeks of September 2022 up to whole of October 2022. Keanu Reeves, what does the future hold for him? Okay, while I shuffle. Like I said, my name is Agatha. My email is dunyazade@gmail.com. I am also a ghostwriter. If you like to give like this original gift to a friend who's gonna get married, to your wife, to your spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, son, daughter, grandson, granddaughter, you know, brother, sister, you can hire me. I'll be your ghostwriter. And I'll write, for instance, a novelette, which is 15,000 words, and it's only 700 euros. And it will be a completely original story, okay? And no one else will have that story, and the person will have the rights to that story. So imagine like 5 years from now, your son sells that story, and for like millions of dollars to Hollywood, and I don't know, gives you a house. Anyway, it will be a very interesting original gift. I can make the person like the hero of that story, okay? So if you're interested in that, write to me to dunyazade@gmail.com, and I'll be delighted to work with you. So now let's see the Keanu Reeves for the next 6 weeks, from September 2022 to the whole of October 2022. Now 1, 2, 3, okay, 4, 5, 6, 8, that's 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, that's interesting. Wait, it's really interesting. Now I'm gonna use a clarification card for each one of these cards. So Keanu Reeves. The last 2 weeks of September 2022 to the whole month of October 2022. What does the future hold for Keanu Reeves during this time? So I'm going to cut, and I'm going to take 10 clarification cards. So let's see. 1, okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I think it's a Virgo if I'm not mistaken, 10, okay, so let's see. So it might be like the next 6 weeks are a time where he's gonna rest, he's resting at home, and he might use that time of rest to I want to say, communicate with the spirit, with the spirit world, with the universe, with God, with the divine. I don't know, it's just, it feels like a spiritual rest of some kind. Now another way of reading this is that he might be ill. I really hope that's not the case. So maybe he needs to rest because he's ill. It could be something simple like the flu, ordinary flu, not the other thing. Now this could be another thing also. There might be a death around him, a friend, a co-worker, family member, like distant family, whomever, someone he works with, an associate. So that might impact him within the next 6 weeks, and it might be like used as an excuse to connect more with the spirit, with the divine. So it feels like a time where he's like he's resting, honestly. There could be someone who dies, but not necessarily. To me it feels like more resting. Okay, he's resting. Could be for all sorts of reasons, but he's just resting. Now, that which is yet not seen, we have the Five of Cups with this card. I see this card as one of the manifesting cards. So this person speaks life. It's like, feels like a flower with an eye on it. He feels, I don't know, he might be feeling depressed. Maybe this is why he's resting. He might be feeling that he lost something. Now, it could be someone, but it could be something. I don't know what is it. It could be connected with others, but it also feels that maybe an opportunity to really think and reflect upon the things that he really wants and speaking to the universe that which he really wants. So you might be thinking like, okay, I had this disappointment, I had this loss of some kind, maybe because I was focusing too much on it. You might be feeling that I created this loss. I create my reality, I feel depressed. Maybe because I focus too much on the negative. I don't know if this is correct or not. There's no way for me to find out, okay? Or maybe he uses this, again, this period of time where he's resting, where he's might be a bit sick, or he's depressed somehow. He's sad, maybe it's because of the weather, I don't know. He might be using this time in order to think about the things that he wants to create into the future, about the good things he wants to make real, make a reality, or uses this as an excuse, or not exactly excuse, but a period of time where he can focus on the divine, where he can connect with God. Now, the basis, the root for the next 6 weeks, there's the Seven of Pentacles with this card. The Seven of Pentacles is like thinking, reflecting. Yeah, it's a time of thinking and reflecting. Maybe because there's some sort of disappointment, sadness, depression with him, but he's thinking about life, he's pondering, and maybe he does it in a very kind of disconnected sort of way, because we see the body here and we see the head here. So he might be taking things apart and analyze them in order to understand whatever this is. But that's not helpful because it doesn't connect the things. So you might be looking at something in a very rational type of way, or you might be thinking and reflecting about the woman who lost, metaphorically speaking, her mind, her head. I don't know who this is. I'm sorry. I know he's dating someone. It might be that person, but not necessarily. He might be thinking and reflecting about the woman who's disconnected. There's a disconnection in this woman. And like the body and mind, the body and soul, there's like one part is one thing, another part is another thing. There's like the whole person isn't whole. Understand? So you might be thinking and reflecting about this person. This person might be the one who disappoints him. And you might find this as an excuse to connect with the divine, with God. Now, the past connected with the present and the future, we have the Sun, and this is the clarification card. This clarification card always feels to me as a woman who's ill. One is a woman who's ill, because I see the blood here, or a woman who has Kundalini rising. Do you understand that? Kundalini rising, so a spiritual woman. So maybe this could be a woman, okay? The woman is dating, but not necessarily. This could be any woman. This could be even his feminine interior, inside. I don't know, feminine side. Is divine feminine. I don't know, but it feels like more like a woman. And there might be a secret, a revelation connected with this woman in the past, in the recent past. Or like a revelation, and this could be good. Like this woman is spiritual, this woman is connected with the divine. Okay, and maybe this is what he admires in her. Now, this could be the one he's dating, or someone else, or this could be someone ill, a woman within his surroundings. I would say his family, but not necessarily someone close to him. And the revelation is that maybe she's ill, or this is a woman who brought him a lot of happiness in the recent past. Now, that which is in his mind, or that which he wants, he has the Knight of Swords. Interesting. And this is the clarification card. Another woman, and it's really beautiful, and she's beautifying herself with the flower. Do you know what I see? I see this will, this desire to go towards the past, because the Knight of Swords is running towards the past. It feels like there's this woman, there's this revelation about this woman whom he truly admires. Might be the one who's dating, but I don't think so. And he wants to go to this woman immediately because he admires her beauty, her inside beauty, her outside beauty. I'm thinking that maybe he's reflecting upon his choices in terms of women within the next 6 weeks. And there's a woman he left behind that maybe spiritually was very connected, was like compatible with him. And he wants to go back to her. Very beautiful woman inside out. And he has like this impulse to go back to her, to message her, to talk to her. Maybe he made a choice and he's thinking the choice that I made was not the best one. I don't know, okay? I don't know. This is for entertainment purposes only. I have no idea. Now, this could be within the next 10 days because I see it then here. And I see this clarification card. Okay. Within maybe 10 days, he might be feeling very tired. Like he has to carry a lot of weight. He has too many responsibilities. He has a lot of things to do, okay? Not just on his work life, but maybe on his personal life, on his family life. He has so many things to do, so many chores. And he's really, again, sad. There's this mixtish color, beautiful color here. But there's this, it feels like an animal that's really sad. It's like he's sad that he has to carry the load. It feels like he has to carry the load for everyone. He has to do all the work. He has all the responsibilities. He has to do this on his own, alone. Or it could be that he might be sick, but when I say sick, it could be, body, but it could be also kind of like spirit and soul, like more in emotional level, because he's so tired, he has to do everything. Feels like this, and this is why he's sad, this is why he's a bit depressed, this is why he doesn't want to leave the house, he has to recharge, Or it could be that there's a choice that he made concerning women, and he's not really happy with that choice, with himself, and he feels like all the burden of that relationship falls onto him, and he's not really complaining. He's not complaining, he's very sad, but not complaining about the decision he made. I don't know, it feels like I made this decision, I'm sad, I have to stick with it and not get out of it, if this makes any type of sense. And there's a woman in the past that he'd prefer to be with. I'm sorry, this is for entertainment purposes only. I've no idea if I'm right or wrong, okay? Now, the next two cards represent him. We have the Devil, and we have, I'm sorry, this card. I'm okay? To me, it's like an angel. It feels like reflecting in being alone is a way, like I said, to communicate with the divine and to receive messages from his guardian angels, from God, from the divine, from spirit. It feels like he understands his compulsions, his obsessions, like the dark side that we all have, is understanding them within the next 6 weeks, because it connects with him alone, okay? When he has time for him to be alone, it connects deeply with him, he understands himself better. So it's like his guardian angel is like illuminating the bad things of him, and he understands that, okay? So he's reflecting upon his obsessions. Or there's someone around him who's manipulating him, who's gaslighting him, and he's understanding that. Because his guardian angel is helping him, is helping Keanu understand that someone is trying to manipulate him. Using all sorts of things, including the physical part, which again tells me kind of reflects upon this woman. There's two women here. There's one that has like the head and the body disconnected. So it's a woman that's not connected. It's not whole spiritually. The body does not connect with the soul. The body does not connect with the spirit. This is one. And you're thinking about her. And there's another one, beautiful inside out. And he wants to go to the other one, beautiful inside out. He wants to message her. He wants to go and visit her. I don't know. And there's one that might manipulate him in all sorts of ways, okay? Now, the next two cards represent how people see him or someone around him. Now, we have the Hermit card and this clarification card. People see him. I would say that this is how people see him. People see him. The Hermit connects with the sign of Virgo, so he embodies the qualities of Virgo, let's say. Virgo kind of likes to be alone. Virgos are the signs that get married the least. You know, the bachelor. This is true for men and women. So people around him within the next 6 weeks are going to see him as someone who wants to be alone. Like, don't bother me. Someone who's spiritual. Someone who has their own path in terms of spirituality. And this is a clarification card. Someone who's connected with the divine. Someone who's connected with their own higher self. Someone, and so also someone who has, like, I don't want to say this, personas inside of him, but not in a bad way. Kind of like someone who goes inside of himself and just tries to understand himself better. Tries to understand his personalities inside of his personalities. But someone who's connected with the divine. And someone who wants to be alone. Someone also who's getting old, okay? Also someone who's alone. So maybe he's not dating yet or anymore. I don't know. The next two cards are hopes, fears, advice. And we have the Ace of Cups in this one. Okay. I don't know if there's a woman in the past, I would say recent past, that he wants to connect with. It's not the one he's with now, because I would say the one he's with now, there's a disconnection, like I said, between my body and soul, mind and spirit. It's like, it's different. It's like, it's not a whole person. I'm talking about, metaphorically speaking, like divinely speaking. I'm not talking about in terms of health. No. In terms of mental health. No, I'm not talking about that. It's more like a spiritual thing. It feels like he wants to go back to this other woman. And this is his desire. He wants to go back to this other woman and offer his love. And this other woman might have something in the sign of Aquarius. Why? Because I see this. It feels like, to me, it represents kind of like the sun of Aquarius. I see a star, and the star in the tarot connects with the sign of Aquarius. So this could be a foreign woman whom he met in a group. Now, what is group? Like a work group, whatever. Or someone with the sign of Aquarius, sun, moon, or rising, and he wants to, offer her his love. Okay, another way of reading this. This could be being in a group that works for the betterment of the world, and he wants to be part of that. So it's like give his love to the world, help in that. It's like a spiritual desire that he has. And then finally, the outcome for the next 6 weeks is the Ten of Pentacles with this card. The Ten of Pentacles is like a card that speaks of legacy, that speaks of having big money. So there's no problems in terms of money. He has plenty of money, right? Keanu Reeves has plenty of money. So, but this could also speak of legacy. What will his legacy and reputation within the future will be? So maybe he's working on something that will be considered part of his legacy in the future, and he's working on something now, even if he's like doing it inside of himself, more like in the spiritual sort of way. But this is the clarification card, and I see here two people. One, like a male, face that has the eyes closed, one eye lie, and the another one, I don't know if this is a female, could be a female, but has their eyes open. I would say that the bigger one represents him. He has his eyes closed because he's like connecting with the divine. And another one that's more connected with the material side of life. One has the eyes open, the other one has the eyes closed. I don't know, I think he's being played by someone. This is a way of reading it. Or his legacy connects with the divine somehow. Like his own path inside of himself will be part of his legacy. And within this path, there's a person that kind of is in the middle of it and is very material, like more connected with material part of life, more raw, let's call it. And somehow this person could be a woman, but not necessarily could be a catalyst for this going inside of himself more deeply that Keanu has within the next 6 weeks. I don't know what this is. No, these two cards reading. Maybe this is a movie, you know, a movie like Big Bucks connected with a movie that he did. Like the one who's asleep and the one who's awake. I don't know if this is Neo and Matrix. I don't know what this is. But it feels... I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how to read these two cards together. I only found out... I don't even know if I'll find out in the end of October. It feels like spiritual and material at the same time. Or maybe he's with his family. Or there's something connected with his legacy. He might be starting in working on some sort of movie that it's very spiritual, that will be part of his legacy 50 years from now, 100 years from now, and that movie will still be remembered. If it's not a movie, it's something else. It's interesting. He feels like the type that keeps things to himself, and when things don't go well in his outside world, he goes within. He uses that as an excuse to go within, to be on his own, and to consider life from a more spiritual point of view. And not actually be acting too much. Not how do I say this? Acting meaning acting or reacting, more reacting. So this bad thing happens, he kind of like just let's go with the flow. What can I learn from this on a spiritual level? Let's not cause waves. Let's see where this goes. He feels very passive. That's how he feels. Kind of passive, but there's like big transformation inside in terms of spiritually speaking. So the outside events are a trigger for him to connect to the divine inside and for him to grow spiritually. And there's a woman that he wants to contact. A woman from his past. It could be recent past. That maybe he never realized that is a bit of an awesome woman. And there's another woman who's disconnected. Like inside of her, there's a disconnection. And he knows and realizes that he's being played, somehow manipulated and all of that, because he goes inside of himself and connects with his guardian angels, and he sees things clearly, but he kind of just accepts it. It doesn't do anything. And he kind of has this wish to heal the whole world, as if that would solve his own life, his own personal problems. And he accepts, not gladly, that all the weight, not of the world, but all of the weight of responsibilities, all of those burdens fall upon him. So he feels like he's alone for the next 6 weeks, because he wants to. He wants to be alone. Okay, this is like interesting reading. If you like to work with me, I'm also a ghostwriter. My name is Agatha. My email is dunyazade@gmail.com. If you want to give like an original present, like an original story that no one else will have, to a friend, boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband, daughter, son, co-worker, I don't know, as a gift, like a bachelor gift, a bachelorette gift, whatever, contact me. I'll write that story, that original story. I can make the person to whom you're going to give that story the hero of that story, and that person will also possess the rights to that story. So I will never claim that story as my own. Let's say that you give this to your grandson, and I don't know, he's a hero in something. He goes up to the mountain and slays the dragon. Maybe there's something that he likes. I write that story, he's the hero, your grandson is the hero, and 10 years from now he sells that story to Hollywood and gives you a gift. I don't know, a house, a boat, a car, as like a way to say thank you. So if you'd like that, contact me at dunyazade@gmail.com, and I would be delighted to work with you. Bye bye.